Hi and welcome to Conservative Domain. This is my first video in over a year, but my friend sent me this and something I wanted to talk about, and there's going to be more videos like this. We already recorded a video. It's me and a couple other people talking about SJWs on Twitter, so that's going to be a good video. Hopefully it comes out within a couple weeks. Anyway, as you see from the title, this video is about a subreddit called r/offmychest, which is basically like r/confessions kind of. Basically, you just want to say something. You're not supposed to get like criticism or something. It's just a place for you to post something that you're thinking or something like that. And my friend actually sent me this. So I'm going to read the post and then you're going to see what the issue is. So this person says, I post this under a throwaway account because no matter where in Reddit, it does not seem to be safe from getting. I'm sorry. Does not seem to be safe from getting a post mass downvoted for admitting to being a conservative, and you'll see why this is just so ironic in a couple minutes. So he says, I've been a conservative for my entire life. I've never hid that, and I still don't hide it this day. And while I'm pretty young for most of my life, people could have different views and still be viewed as a normal person. So basically, he's just saying that up until a couple years ago, you can have different views. You could have conservative views, and no one will treat you any differently except like maybe a fringe group of people. As of 2016, things have changed. Apparently, anyone who supports Trump must be an evil white supremacist who hates everyone who isn't straight and white. They all must be racist and immoral people. I don't understand how seemingly so many people believe this and how they act. Luckily, in real life, I haven't encountered many of these people, so that's good that he hasn't at least met these people in real life. I have friends who are liberals and don't like Trump, and we have political discussions, but it doesn't get heated, and there isn't name calling or anything like that. On Twitter or Reddit, whenever I bring up something political, I often get people replying saying you must be racist, you must be homophobic, or something else along those lines. I'm getting really tired of seeing all these replies. I've never done anything racist. I've never done anything homophobic. I just agree with a lot of Trump's politics and don't believe he is a racist. Most Trump supporters are completely normal people who don't have a racist bone in their body, yet they are constantly dehumanized by radicals on the left. Not everyone on the left, and I hope they're just the minority, but I'm really getting tired of all this hate for simply having an opinion, and now here's where we get to it. So here's just there's only one reply to this because the post got taken down. So this person, I'm gonna blur out the name because again, I don't want any of you to just go to these people's accounts and spam them. Don't be as bad as them. So he says, so you not for your political views, but for your support of Agent Orange. Now this is moronic. Like anyone who says something like that, Agent Orange, is that supposed to be funny? It's not even creative. It's like, oh, he looks orange, then we're gonna call him something with that. It's not funny. People who say this just sound stupid. You could dislike Trump all you want, but it's not even a creative nickname. Like Trump has some good nicknames for opponents. This just makes no sense. And let me know if you honestly think this is funny. And then he says, I grew up conservative, still am, but will never support that vile man. Everything he stands for is disgusting. So, that's fine. You don't have to, you can be conservative and don't support Trump. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your opinion. What's wrong is when you're saying, oh, so not for your political views, but for your support of Agent Orange. So I don't want to put words in this guy's mouth, but it does sound like he's saying, oh, you deserve it. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that's what he's saying, but he's not saying, I don't agree with what Trump says. I don't think he's a good person, but you shouldn't be criticized. He wasn't saying anything like that. He's just saying Agent Orange. So clearly this guy, he claims to be a conservative, which I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just trying to pretend to be one. But the point is, he's not being helpful anyway. Now, here's where we get to the good part. So this person gets banned from the subreddit, and here's screenshots of what they said. So he starts off saying, why was I banned? I didn't violate any of the guidelines. Rule 2. And he says, I still don't see how I broke anything in Rule 2. And now we're going to take a look at what Rule 2 is. And I'm going to read Rule 2 word by word, so you see that he did not break any rules. Because if there's a rule that says, you can't be a Trump supporter, then that's a rule. It sucks. That is literally oppressing people in the Discord. I said Discord. I mean Reddit because someone sent this to me on Discord. But anyway, that's literally oppressing people on Reddit just for having a political opinion. So here it is, word for word, as you can see. No oppressive attitudes and language. This is a safe space, so what do you expect? For people of any and all backgrounds, oppressive attitudes and languages will not be tolerated. Any content we deem sexist, racist, transphobic, homophobic, classist, ableist, or intolerant of non-dominant religions will be removed and the user banned. So notice how he says non-dominant religions. So I just want to talk about that quickly. So he says non-dominant religions. So does that mean people can't criticize Islam? Islam is the second most popular religion in the world. So I'd say that's a pretty dominant religion in the world. If there's over 1 billion people who are Muslim, so if someone criticizes Islam, I'm sure their account is going to be banned from that subreddit. But if someone criticizes Christianity at all, they'll pretend nothing happened. And the thing is, you shouldn't be criticized if someone posts something saying they're a Christian or they're Jewish or any religion. You shouldn't criticize them for that religion. If they're saying something like, if someone's a Muslim and they're talking about radical Islam, yeah, then maybe there's something you have to criticize them for. But if someone's saying they're getting bullied for being Muslim, no, that's not obviously that's not okay. And if someone says, uh, let's say they have views on radical Islam and they say it and they get banned, that's not okay either. People should not be banned for just saying facts on this subreddit, but that's what it seems like. So anyway, it says slut shaming, victim shaming, body policing, suicide guilting are not allowed. So I'm not completely sure, but suicide guilting, I guess, guilting people into suicide or something. I guess that's what it means. I haven't heard this phrase before, but yeah, obviously, if someone's on there and you're like, oh, you need to commit suicide, no, just don't do that. That's what Rule 2 is made for, so people don't do stuff like that. If you should be banned from a subreddit if you're telling someone, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that. Yes, then you should be banned from the Discord. And I know I keep getting off topic, but I'm just trying to point out what Rule 2 actually is and why this is ridiculous. So anyway, promoting, supporting, and recruiting for communities that violate this rule both on and off Reddit will also result in bans. So pretty standard towards the end. And now we're going to take a look at the rest of this. Okay, so he says, how was I being oppressive? My post was literally about how people are acting oppressive towards me because politics. And he says, we welcome conservatives who are respectful and do not express their intolerances, but Trump supporters are not welcome here. And then he says, that's not a rule, and you're literally proving my point. So this is just, I just have no words, but beyond just saying this is unbelievably ironic. Literally, the post he made on r/offmychest, which is just to literally just get something off your chest, say something that you've been thinking, and you don't want people to attack you for it. It's supposed to be a safe space, as they call it. And he gets banned for his political opinion. And one thing that I actually like is that the guy, he's like, okay, I tried to make up some BS saying Rule 2, and then he just at least admits to having a bias against Trump supporters. So at least he's able to admit that, but I really wish they would just put a rule that says no Trump supporters. And then I probably wouldn't be making this video if they already made that rule, because you know what? That's a rule. It's their subreddit. They can do what they want. I don't agree with it by any means. I'm sure most of you don't agree with it, but if they want to make that rule and they just want to say, don't post anything about Trump or you're going to get banned, then okay. And also, they didn't ask him to take it down. Also, I don't believe they asked him to take it down and say, hey, we can't have post about you being a Trump supporter. They just straight up banned him. That's what they did. They didn't say, we're gonna ban you. That's one thing, and it's already bad enough. And it gets even worse when they just ban him, just right out of the blue. They just ban him for supporting Trump. And now this goes on. So here, this guy, he's clearly getting triggered. And I looked at the mods on this subreddit, and I was gonna try to reach out to one and say, like, is this okay? But all of them I saw, it says like past subreddits, like feminism, all that kind of stuff. So obviously there's no use. But here's the next post, which is a different screenshot. So then he says, please show me a rule that says being a Trump supporter is a bannable offense. I was not being disrespectful to anyone. You were literally proving my post right. So basically this is all stuff I already said. But then he goes on and says, and where did I express intolerance anywhere? I talked about how most Trump supporters are normal people who are not racist at all, which is true. And if you believe every single Trump supporter is racist, you're just delusional. And I think a lot of liberals will tell you that as well. And also, you're calling me intolerant while telling me people who support Trump are not welcome. I just want clarification on everything you said. And now here's the part where he really gets triggered, and after this he mutes the guy. So this is, we are preventing the spread of hate by actively removing Trump supporters. You support a man that sexually assaults women and was friends with a convicted pedophile and sex trafficker. And also, I know he did post like a screenshot of him debunking it, but it's pretty easy to debunk, so I'm just going to do that now. So the thing is, with Epstein, a lot of Democrats are friends with him also. Like Bill Clinton is still pretty good friends with him. And once Trump found out what Epstein was really doing, he banned him from Mar-a-Lago, and that he sexually assaults women. It's never been proven. Clearly, they would have evidence if what is it, like 20 or so people. I don't know. It's all things made up by the Democrats, just like with Brett Kavanaugh. And I know a lot of Democrats who are like I don't like Trump, but there's no evidence. We can't just keep making these claims without evidence. So let's see what's next. You support a man who is removing immigrant children from their families. Well, if someone who's not a legal immigrant, if someone's just in America and they're here legally and they commit a crime, then yeah, they're going to be taken away from their kids because they committed a crime, so therefore they go to jail. And keeping migrants in inhumane conditions. And if you actually look at some videos of these places, they're not the best places you'd want to be, and some of them don't have great conditions, but they're still getting an education in them. They're getting food, they're getting water, and all these claims are just meant really for mass hysteria. Like if you actually look, even CNN, I believe, or MSNBC, one of those fake news things, which oddly enough, when they actually report something real like this, then no one wants to say anything about it. So you could take a look at that. I still don't agree with them like having all these detention centers. I think if they come here illegally, just deport them. Let's see what's next. You support a man who constantly lies. So that I guess anything that he says that's a joke is probably a lie, and slowly losing what little mental capacity he had left. Again, nothing proven. You support a man that wants to his own daughter. I'm not going to say it because then this video is going to get taken down. And I don't know where he's getting all these claims. You can make claims against Trump that are actually true and say, okay, this is a criticism of Trump, and it might be hard to refute it because it can actually be a real criticism of Trump. But he keeps going with these things that aren't proven. Support a man that is driving our economy into the ground. Again, the economy is doing pretty well right now. And admires autocrats like Putin and Kim Jong-un. Again, no evidence. He just doesn't want to go to war with Russia or North Korea, so he's trying to build a better relationship. He's not trying to. He's clearly not trying to, like, I don't know what you want to say, partner with the countries or something. All he's trying to do is make relations better with the countries so we don't go to war. You support a man who's openly racist all the damn time. And once again, you could say he's racist all you want, but openly racist is just not even true. I don't believe he's racist, but saying he's openly racist, again, nothing this guy even says is true. You could probably go with other things that will make Trump look worse that you could at least argue for, but this is all just hearsay. And he says, I know you're a teenager, and I don't know if this guy's a teenager or not. I don't know if he mentioned it anywhere. But you should possess the critical thinking skills to realize that he's a bad person and that you are a bad person for supporting him. So not only does he call Trump a bad person, says you should have critical thinking. He says you are a bad person. You are I'm trying to think of the correct word to use here. You are treating people inhumanely, I guess he's trying to say. He's saying you are a bad person beyond redemption. He doesn't say that, but he's probably implying it. Just, if you really have this much hate in your heart to anyone that disagrees with you or just likes the president, doesn't think he's racist, has never done a racist thing, has never done a quote-unquote homophobic thing, which they just say is saying a joke about gay people. If you've never done anything racist, nothing that would offend anyone, but you just say, you know, I want my taxes lowered, I believe in the Second Amendment, I believe in being pro-life, then you're considered a racist, a terrible person for supporting Trump. Now, this is something I know like a lot of conservatives, and this is where I differ from some of them, like to say like all liberals or most liberals are crazy and believe in this, and I choose to think that this is a minority, and again, I can't say for sure, but I at least like to think that these people are a vocal minority who just want to spew hate more than what they claim are Trump supporters are spewing hate, because I know plenty of liberals who I don't agree with, but they at least agree that SJWs are bad and that they don't think all Trump supporters are racist. And as you're going to see in a video, pretty soon I actually have someone I know who's a liberal on, and it's a good video. So it's me, someone who I know who's actually another conservative, and then again I have someone I know who's a liberal on, and And we don't get into any arguments the entire video because it's not meant to be that serious of a video. While we do talk about some serious things, really the video is just about looking at some things on my Twitter feed, even on his Twitter feed, because he responds to me sometimes in rational ways. Like, I'll just give an example. Someone said, I forgot what it was. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said, oh no, I remember what it was. So it was someone saying something like, making a gay joke dehumanizes gay people and makes violence seem okay against them, which literally not, I can guarantee not one person thinks that someone telling a gay joke um, makes them think that they can commit crimes against gay people. I can guarantee that not one person actually thinks that just by hearing a joke. And I say, this is ridiculous, you're insane. And then he actually replies and says, I'm a liberal too, but go back to BuzzFeed. This is ridiculous. And then an Antifa supporter, or someone in Antifa, I guess, replies and says, why does being a liberal give you any reliability or something like that? So that's going to be a good video. Hopefully it can be out within a couple weeks. I know this video was kind of a rant. I know it's like 16 minutes, and I went off topic a couple times, but it's really just to prove this point that there are crazy people out there who just will not accept another opinion, and don't treat all people who you disagree with the exact same way. Like, don't say, oh, you're a Democrat, you must support all these terrible people, because when it comes down to it, Democrats, I don't agree with them, but as long as they're not bothering anyone, as long as they're just saying, this is my opinion, I respect your opinion, then that's completely fine. You could have a debate with them. If someone, but I would just say, don't have a serious debate, maybe like for your own humor, a debate with someone who's saying I'm not going to take you seriously because you support Trump and you're a terrible bigot, stuff like that. Now that's where I draw the line. That's where that person is just, they already had a lot of hate in their heart and they just want an excuse to spew hate everywhere. And a lot of times I think they want things to be racist. I talk about this in the next video, that they actually want things to be racist just because they want an opportunity for attention or virtue signaling. And I might make a video on that because that's something I've been thinking for a long time, because why else would they want, or why else would they call every single thing racist besides wanting attention and wanting a platform to say that so they can get attention? So that might be a video by itself. And let me know what you think of this video and maybe some suggestions for a future video. Anyway, thank you for watching.